I used to think of nighttime like a gentle tide rolling in, steady, reliable, soothing. But somewhere past 70, many of my friends started telling me the ocean changed. The waves got choppy, the currents strange. You slip into bed at your usual hour and still wake up foggy, or you pop awake at RAM. 3A 乘4E，那没死，这4么是喷着洗吃，说什么这是 M， staring into the ceiling and wondering what happened to the sleep I knew. In Mary, a 60-something from California, and I promise your body isn't betraying you, it's speaking a new language. Once you learn it, you can surf the wave again and wake up clear, steady, and strong. If this resonates, say your name and where you're tuning in from in the comments. Alicia from Austin, Texas. Frank from Buffalo, New York. I love seeing our community across the map. Why sleep shifts after 70 and how to make peace with it. Let me tell you about my friend Mr. Johnson, a retired teacher with a sunrise soul. He used to love those early mornings with a newspaper and a warm mug. Then something changed. Same bedtime, broken nights, mornings heavy as wet wool. The real story? Deep sleep, the heavy, restorative kind, naturally thins with age. Your brain still does its vital housekeeping, organizing memories, repairing the body, but you get less time in those deep, refill the tank stages. So 8 hours can feel like 6. Then there's melatonin, the little lantern that signals night is here. As we get older, that lantern lights earlier, nudging you toward an earlier bedtime. But many of us push through one more show, a little scrolling. I'm not a GOP. person. We miss the sleep wave, and the night turns patchy, more wake-ups, shallower sleep, groggy mornings. The fix starts with this. Catch the wave your body is actually giving you, not the one you wish it would. If you've noticed feeling drowsy earlier these days, drop your name and city below. Tell me where you're watching from. Tacoma, Washington, Naples, Florida. The golden window no one told us about. Here is the simple, powerful move. Line your bedtime up with your body's earlier signals. Think 9:10 p.m. That's where I've seen the magic for so many folks. When you ride that natural arc, melatonin rising in the evening, cortisol rising earlier toward morning, you fall asleep faster, wake less, and feel brighter by breakfast. I asked Mr. Johnson to try an earlier light lunch out just 1 hour sooner than his old habit. 2 weeks later, same man, different mornings, Mary. I had no idea timing mattered this much, my neighbor Mrs. Williams, a proud night owl for decades, shifted to Joe Centropy Pete.m for a trial. I sleep straight through, she told me, and I wake up feeling like myself. If you've been quietly battling your bedtime, say hello in the comments. Name my city, please. I want to see our night shift crew from places like Charleston, South Carolina, and Madison, Wisconsin. Why timing turns into health. When you sleep in sync with your rhythms, the benefits go far beyond feeling rested. Your heart likes order. Deep, consistent sleep helps regulate blood pressure, dial down stress hormones, and ease the nightly workload on the cardiovascular system. Many older adults notice steadier readings after a few weeks of earlier, consistent nights. Your mind clears the clutter. During quality sleep, your brain does spring cleaning, sorting memories, clearing waste, and sharpening focus. I've watched couples in their 70s get back the crossword mojo, medication routines, and morning clarity just by shifting bedtime earlier and keeping it steady. Your mood steadies. Better sleep timing can smooth the edges of worry and low mood you'll never forget. Mrs. Delgado, her grandson, told her, "Grandma, you seem happier," and she said, "I finally feel like me again." If mental clarity and a brighter mood matter to you, write your name and where you're from, maybe Denver, Colorado, or Rochester, Minnesota, and tell me you're in. 5 changes that change everything. Choose your golden hour. Commit to a steady bedtime between Zhou, Lingshi, Lingpi. M. Even if it feels early at first, consistency trains your system. Close the caffeine window. No coffee, tea, soda, or energy drinks after p.m. Keep dinner earlier and lighter. Aim for finishing at least 10 hours before bed. Dim the evening. Soften lights, 60-90 minutes before bed, use lamps instead of bright overheads, and switch devices to night mode, or better yet, put them down. Build a wind-down ritual. A warm bath, a few pages of a paper book, easy stretches, 5 slow minutes of belly breathing. Repeat nightly so your brain recognizes the signal. Shape the room for sleep. Cool about 60to67的 Grishenheit, dark and quiet. Blackout curtains, a simple fan or white noise, and comfortable bedding make a real difference. Say your name and city if you're going to try one tonight. Tempe, Arizona, Burlington, Vermont. Your 2-week reset for the next 14 nights. 推旧零脏时吹脏时零屁推脏屁 M. Like a flight time, you don't miss it. Keep evenings dim, skip late caffeine, and start a small ritual. Most people feel a shift within a week. By 2, mornings tell the truth. Clearer mind, steadier mood, lighter body. And remember, this isn't about sleeping more. It's about sleeping smarter, catching the wave your body already wants to surf. Tell me in the comments, name my city, which change you'll start tonight. If this helped, tap like, share it with a friend who needs better nights, and subscribe for more gentle, practical, science-based guidance, stoken with a California sunset and a warm cup of herbal tea. We is and siege salit habas a sea pie to peaches say how peach high. When I was a girl, my grandmother used to say, Mary, the night isn't just for sleeping, it's for healing. Back then, I didn't understand what she meant. Healing? I thought it was just about closing your eyes and drifting off. But now, in my 60s, I've seen enough to know she was right. A truly restful night repairs not only the body, but the mind and the heart. And the doorway to that kind of night, it's the way you prepare for it. So tonight, I'm taking you into my personal recipe for deep, uninterrupted rest, something I've fine-tuned over the years and seen work wonders for friends in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Think of this as your pre-sleep dance, a sequence your body learns so well that, by the time your head hits the pillow, the world goes soft and quiet without a fight. Before we start, I'd love to know your name and where you're from. Type it in the comments. Maybe you're listening in from Santa Fe, New Mexico, or maybe from the rainy charm of Eugene, Oregon. Let's make this a cozy cross-country circle. Step 1. The Sunset Pact. Our bodies are wired to recognize fading light as a cue for melatonin release. But city lights, TVs, and phone screens confuse that ancient signal. So here's what I call the Sunset Pact. About an hour before your chosen bedtime, you dim your home's lights, lamps over overheads, soft bulbs over the harsh white kind. If you're on your phone or tablet, night mode goes on, brightness way down. My friend Joyce from Palo Alto started doing this at 7:45 every evening. She told me within a week, Mary, I don't have to convince myself to sleep anymore. My body just does it. If you've tried dimming the lights in the evening before, tell me in the comments. Name, city. I'm curious how it felt for you. Step 2. The temperature drift. Here is something we often forget. Your body naturally cools down as you approach deep sleep, and if your room fights that process, you'll keep waking. Aim for a bedroom between 60 to 67 Grishenheit. A simple fan, light cotton sheets in summer, and blackout curtains to keep heat from the day at bay can make the difference between tossing and actually resting. Kitmaises Delgado, remember her with the mood swings, added a small bedside fan after I told her about the temperature drift. A week later, she reported her first uninterrupted 7-hour stretch in decades. Step 3, the ritual anchor. This part is my favorite. The human brain thrives, cues. This part is my favorite. The human brain thrives on cues. A repeated sequence tells your nervous system, it's time to let go now. The key is to pick activities that are enjoyable and non-stimulating. Here are a few I've seen work magic. Renault, steeping an herbal tea, chamomile, lemon balm, or valerian. Writing a short gratitude list, 3 gentle moments from your day. Listening to 10 minutes of soft instrumental music. Eco, slow stretching, just enough to open the hips and spine, Mr. Thompson, yes, the crossword wizard, swears by reading 1 poem every night before lights out. He says it rests his mind before true rest. Step 4, the worry shelf. If your brain loves to bring you tomorrow's problems at bedtime, you're not alone. I coach friends to try the worry shelf method. Keep a notepad by your bed. 15 minutes before lights out, jot down anything tugging at your mind. Close the notebook. Tell yourself that's tomorrow Mary's job. The act of placing those thoughts on the shelf frees you to rest without wrestling them all night. Step 5, guarding the golden hour. Once you've built your rhythm, you've got to protect it. That means saying no sometimes to late night news, to just one more episode, to phone calls at Joe Sishawu P. M. Protect your Zhou Ling Shi Ling bedtime like you'd guard a treasured family recipe, mister. Johnson laughs about it now. Mary, my family knows if they call after 9, they'd better have good news or be on fire. The smile on his face tells me it's worth every missed late-night chat. These techniques aren't about forcing sleep. They're about creating the conditions where sleep welcomes you in. So here's my 2-week challenge for you. Pick 2 of these 5 steps and practice them every night before your golden bedtime. Then come back here, name Lum City, and tell me what changed. And if you found this helpful, tap that like, send it to a friend who's been struggling with restless nights, and hit subscribe. There's more to come. Because next, I'm taking you into the science of why morning light might be your secret sleep weapon. When the sun comes up over the California hills, there's a moment, just a few golden minutes, when the world feels clean and brand new. I've learned that moment is more than beautiful, it's medicine. Morning light is nature's way of resetting the clock inside your body, telling your brain, all right, this is the start of the day. And when that clock is steady, your sleep at night becomes steadier too. Most people think better sleep starts at night, but I'm here to tell you it actually starts in the morning. Let me take you into the science and then into the everyday habits that make it work like magic. Before we dig in, I want to hear from you. Pop your name and your city in the comments. Maybe you're here from Savannah, Georgia, or Spokane, Washington. Let's build our sunrise circle. Why morning light matters. Your body runs on a 24-hour cycle called the circadian rhythm. Light is its most powerful signal. When your eyes catch bright, natural morning light, it tells your brain to produce cortisol just enough to wake you, and it starts a timer for melatonin production about 14 to 16 hours later, right in that Zhou Ling Shi Ling PM sweet spot we've talked about. Without that cue, your internal clock drifts. You might feel sleepy too early, too late, or at random times. That's why people in dark climates often struggle with winter insomnia. It's not just the cold, it's the missing light signals. The Arthur's Minute rule, you don't have to stare into the sun. Goodness, don't do that, but you do want to step outside within the first hour of waking. Aim for Arthur's minutes of real daylight, not through a window. Clouds don't matter. Even on a grey day, outdoor light is many times brighter than indoor bulbs, Mrs. Carter from my street started walking her dog first thing in the morning. Not only did her evenings get sleepier at the right time, but her mood lifted. Mary, she said, I think I'm less cranky because of the sun. My husband thanks you. Pairing it with movement, light plus gentle motion is like giving your body a double wake-up signal. You don't have to do anything extreme. An easy stroll, light gardening, tai chi on the porch. Moving while that light hits your eyes deepens the reset effect on your sleep-wake cycle. Jim, the retired teacher I've mentioned before, started watering his garden each morning. And he said it felt like his days had more shape, and by the end of the first week, he was waking up naturally at the same time without an alarm. The no sunglass trick within reason. If it's not painfully bright, try your first 10 minutes outside without sunglasses. Let that light reach the photoreceptors in your eyes directly. After that, protect your eyes all you like. Just those first moments count for anchoring your circadian signals. Anchoring your evenings, here's the magic. When you anchor your wake-up time with morning light, your bedtime naturally. You won't have to make yourself tired. Your melatonin curve will do that for you, right on schedule. For most of my friends, this means eyes getting heavy somewhere between, you guessed it, 9, Ling and 10, Ling P. M. So here's my challenge to you for the next week. Now step outside within minutes of waking. Stay in natural light for at least 30 minutes. Pair it with gentle movement if you can. Come back to me with your name, your city, and tell me if your nights felt different. Maybe you're tuning in from Boise, Idaho, or Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I want to hear it. And if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to share it with a friend who dreads bedtime, and subscribe because next it'll give you the Evening Light Detox Guide to keep your nights dark enough for the deepest rest. When I think of the perfect evening, I picture my porch in coastal California, sky all pink and amber, the air just starting to cool, and that gentle signal from the world, it's time to slow down. But modern life, it fights that signal with every glowing screen, every street light, every flashing notification. And here is what most folks don't realize: those evening lights aren't just pretty or distracting. They're literally telling your brain, stay awake, it's still daytime. That's what steals your deep sleep before you're even climbing to bed. Tonight, I want to walk you through what I call the Evening Light Detox, a way to strip away those signals so your brain can naturally shift into sleep mode. Before we begin, share your name and where you're joining from in the comments. Maybe you're in Springfield, Illinois, or Bakersfield, California. I love mapping out our bedtime crew across the country. Step 1, the hour of amber, about 24 minutes before your golden bedtime. Switch from bright white light to warm amber tones in your home. If you can, use lamps instead of overheads, and candles if you like the cozy feel. Warm light mimics firelight, which our ancestors knew as safe to rest, now light, Miss S. Williams, the lifelong night owl I told you about, added a soft ember bulb to her living room lamp. She swore the warmth of that light made her eyes heavy 10 minutes before bed without fail. Pazikeen treats 4. Step 2, screen sunset, blue light from phones, tablets, and TVs is a melatonin thief. If you must use screens, turn on night mode and drop brightness to the lowest comfortable level. Better yet, set a screen off time an hour before bed and switch to audio, podcasts, gentle music, or audiobooks. My neighbor Jim replaced his last half hour of TV with listening to old jazz records. Mary Udrick, he told me, atrov TV step the page, application. Mary, he told me, I didn't realize the TV was keeping me wired. Now, I drift right off. A komchen spriich despleited chai kopshendes. Step 3, the glow audit. Walk through your bedroom and notice every source of light. A blinking charger, the street lamp outside your window, the glow from an alarm clock. Cover, unplug, or block them. Blackout curtains or even a simple eye mask can be game changers, Miss S. Carter used to wake several times a night without knowing why. After installing blackout curtains, she called me laughing, Mary, it's like my bedroom fell into a deep cave. I haven't woken up once in the middle of the night since. Step 4, dimming the mind. Even if your lights are perfect, your mental brightness can still keep you up, scrolling news or tackling emails in the evening revs the brain like daylight does. Instead, replace those habits with calming cues, a warm shower, gentle stretches, or 5 minutes of slow breathing with eyes closed. Step 5, protecting the darkness. Once lights are low and screens are off, protect that environment until you sleep. If you get up at night, use a tiny amber nightlight instead of flicking on the main switch. Keep your light diet as clean as your food diet, especially in those last precious hours before bed. So here's my Evening Light Detox Challenge. Go tonight, try just 2 steps from this list. Keep them for 7 nights straight. Notice if you fall asleep faster or wake fewer times. Tell me in the comments, name city Sish, which steps you'll try. Maybe you're tuning in from Fargo, North Dakota, or Santa Rosa, California. I want to hear from you. If this was helpful, hit like, share it with someone whose nights feel restless, and subscribe, because in the next part, I'm going to share my stress off switch routine that calms your body so deeply, it's like handing your brain a sleep invitation it can't refuse. Back when I was working full-time and raising 2 kids, I used to think I could just crash into bed and will myself to sleep. But my body had other plans, racing thoughts, tense shoulders, heart still drumming from the day. Over the years, I learned that sleep doesn't start when your head hits the pillow. It starts when you give your nervous system permission to let go. That's where my stress off switch comes in, a set of calming habits that tell your mind and body, we're safe now, so it's time to rest. If you stack these the right way, you won't have to try to sleep. It will just happen. Before we get into it, drop your name and the city you're watching from. Maybe you're here from Boise, Idaho, or Asheville, North Carolina. I love seeing our evening circle grow. Step 1, the exhale reset. Your breath is the remote control for your nervous system. Try this. Inhale through your nose for a slow count of 4, hold for R. Then exhale through your mouth for a count of lute. Repeat for Wu rounds. That longer exhale signals your body to shift from alert mode into rest mode. I taught this to my friend Carol in San Diego. She told me the very first night, Mary, I didn't even make it to the 5th round before I drifted. Step 2, the tension sweep. Your muscles can hold on to stress even when your mind feels calm. Lie on your back and, starting from your toes, gently tense each muscle group for wolf seconds, then release. Feet, calves, thighs, hips, work your way up to your face. Jim, my retired teacher neighbor, swears this was the missing piece. It's like telling my whole body, you did enough today. You can stand down now. Step 3, the warm comfort cue. A warm bath or shower about an hour before bed does 2 things. It relaxes tense muscles and triggers your core temperature to drop afterward, which deepens sleep. You don't have to soak for long, even a warm foot. Bath works if you don't want the full splash. Step 4, the mental blanket. If your brain loves to replay the day's worries, cover it with a mental blanket. Visualize a safe, peaceful place in detail. The sound of waves, a quiet forest path, your grandmother's kitchen. Feel the safety of that space wrapping around you, Mrs. Thompson uses her childhood orchard. She said to Mary. By the time I've walked past the second apple tree in my mind, gone. Step 5, the gentle close. Once you're calm, avoid jolting your system back into alertness. No checking your phone. No quick news, scroll. No loud conversations. Guard that soft landing all the way until sleep takes you. If you try even 2 of these tonight, I want to hear from you. Name a city. Which ones? Maybe you're tuning in from Portland, Maine or Lubbock, Texas. And remember, good sleep isn't just the absence of tossing and turning. It's the presence of deep, renewing rest your body knows how to create, if you'll give it the right signals. If this helped, give it a like, send it to someone you love, and subscribe, because in the next part, we'll tie it all together into your 10-day sleep restoration plan, step by step, to bring you back the nights you thought were gone for good. 14 days. That's all it can take to turn your nights from restless and broken into steady, nourishing stretches of real sleep. Over the past few parts, I've given you the pieces. Now, we're going to weave them into one clear, easy-to-follow, 10-day sleep restoration plan. I like to think of this plan as a bridge. One end is where you are now, maybe tired and frustrated, and the other end is waking up with energy, a calm mind, and a body that feels lighter. Each day's steps are small, but they build on each other, stacking habits that tell your body when pretty dicks. Fripes. We know when to rest now. Before we start, I'd love to see your name and city in the comments. Are you in Flagstaff, Arizona, watching the mountain sunsets, or maybe in Charleston, South Carolina, with the cicadas singing outside? Let me know. Wiki Foundation, reset your rhythms, day E to R, Kate set your golden hour bedtime, Joe, Ling Shi, Ling P. M. And mark it in your mind as non-negotiable. Step outside with Illure's minutes of waking for Erster's minutes of natural light. Day send to sea, add the sunset pact. Dim home lights, Koser's minutes before bed. Switch screens to night mode or turn them off an hour before sleep. Day move to chi, layer in the exhale, reset breathing before bed. Begin a simple wind down ritual herbal tea, soft music, gratitude list. By the end of week E, many people already feel the difference. It's like your body starts anticipating sleep instead of resisting it. Week R, deepening. Create your sleep sanctuary. Day Bajo, Eco. Do the glow audit in your bedroom. Remove or block every stray light. Adjust the room temperature to Likshur to Luxti.Gruhenheit and add white noise if needed. Day 11 can introduce the tension sweep muscle relaxation once you're in bed. Keep caffeine cut off at RP. M. Sharp dinner 10 hours before sleep. Day 12 you protect darkness during the night. If you wake up, use a dim amber light. Rehearse your mental blanket visualization to quiet busy thoughts. Day 14 review all your new habits, keep the ones that made the biggest difference, and commit to them for at least another month. The golden rules to carry forward. Consistency is the real magic. Your body loves predictability. Your morning light time is as important as your bedtime. Prepare for sleep with the same care you prepare for an important trip. No rushing at the last minute. If you follow this for 14 days, I truly believe you'll start to see the shift, not just in how you sleep, but in how you move through your days. So here's your gentle push. Start tonight. Then come back in 2 weeks and tell me name city Tazech, your biggest change. Maybe you're in Spokane, Washington, feeling calmer than you have in years, or in Naples, Florida, with a new spring in your step. If this whole series has helped you, please give it a like, share it with someone you love, and subscribe, because next we're going to talk about how food and evening nutrition can either help or hurt your night's sleep, and the surprising foods many people get wrong. We talk so much about light, routines, and bedtime, but there's another quiet influencer of your sleep that's sitting right on your dinner plate. What you eat in the evening can either tuck you in gently or keep you staring at the ceiling, wondering what went wrong. I learned this lesson the hard way. Years ago, I had a habit of a late-night treat bowl, ice cream, or leftover pasta. Harmless, I thought. Harmless. But I was waking up at Arling a.m. like clockwork. Once I understood how evening nutrition affects sleep chemistry, it felt like finding the missing puzzle piece. And friend, that's what I want to give you tonight, a guide to eating in a way that whispers. It's time to rest instead of shouting. We're still open for business. Before we dive in, drop your name and where you're listening from. Maybe you're in Wichita, Kansas, or Santa Cruz, California. I'd love to picture you as we share this kitchen table talk. The 3-hour cushion your body doesn't like to digest and rest at the same time. Heavy meals right before bed keep your system busy when it should be winding down. Aim to finish dinner at least 3 hours before bedtime. If you need something later, keep it light, a banana, a small handful of nuts, or a cup of warm chamomile tea. Foods that help your sleep. Some foods naturally support melatonin production and relaxation. Cherries, one of the few natural sources of melatonin. Kiwi, packed with serotonin-friendly nutrients, shown to help with sleep onset. Almonds and walnuts contain magnesium, which relaxes muscles. Oats, gentle on digestion and help evening serotonin release, Mrs. Thompson started eating a small bowl of oatmeal with walnuts an hour before her golden hour bedtime. She told me, "Mary, I get sleepy halfway through the bowl now. It's like my body knows what's next." Foods and drinks that hurt your night. Some culprits are obvious. Coffee after lunch, energy drinks, anything high in caffeine. But the sneaky ones? Dark chocolate. Yes, even that just a square has caffeine and theobromine. Spicy foods can trigger acid reflux when lying down. Alcohol makes you sleepy at first but disrupts deep sleep later in the night. High sugar snacks spike blood sugar, leading to a crash and possible night waking. Jim, my neighbor, swapped his evening wine glass for warm ginger tea. After a week, he told me, "Mary, I dream again. I didn't even realize ID stopped." The warm sip ritual, a calming drink, is more than chemistry, it's ceremony. Herbal tea, warm milk with a pinch of cinnamon, or even a simple lemon honey water can signal your nervous system to soften its edges. The warmth dilates blood vessels, telling your body we're done for today. Your chit night plate challenge for the next week: can I finish dinner at least 10 hours before bed? If you snack, choose something from the Help Sleep list. Replace any nightly alcohol with a warm, non-caffeinated drink. Come back here with your name, MH city, and tell me the difference you feel, whether it's Spokane, Washington, or Naples, Florida. I want to hear your results. Because here is the truth, your nightly rest starts with what you give your body to work with. Feed it for peace, and your nights will return the favor. If you found this useful, like, share, and subscribe, because next, we're going to tackle how to protect your sleep when life throws you off schedule, like travel, late events, or visiting. You know, sometimes life refuses to stick to our perfect bedtime plan. A family wedding runs late, your flight lands at midnight, or you're visiting relatives who love to talk until the small hours. If you've ever woken up after one of those nights feeling like someone stole your batteries, you know, just a couple of off days can throw everything out of rhythm. But here is the good news, you can protect your sleep quality even when life gets messy. I call this my Travel and Trouble Sleep Kit, strategies that help you bounce back quickly without letting one bad night turn into a bad week. Before we unpack it, tell me your name and city in the comments. Maybe you're tuning in from Reno, Nevada, or Providence, Rhode Island. I'd love to see where our night owls turned sleep warriors are listening from. Step 1, the Arthur Cease hour reset mindset. If you get home late or find yourself in a hotel room when your golden bedtime has passed, don't panic. Stressing about lost sleep makes it harder to recover. Instead, decide, I'll give my body the best next Arthur Cease hours possible. That includes a gentle morning light session, lighter meals, and at least sure minutes of calm movement. Treat the day as part of sleep recovery, not a lost cause. Step 2, anchor with morning light. Anyway, even if you went to bed at 11 a.m., still get at least 2 to 3 minutes of outdoor light within an hour of waking. This keeps your circadian rhythm from drifting too far. You might need a short nap later, but your main bedtime will realign faster, Miss S. Williams used this trick after flying back from her granddaughter's graduation. She told me, Mary, one morning sun session, and I didn't feel like I'd been run over. Step 3, the power nap rule. If you're dragging, take a 30-minute nap. No longer set a timer. More than that, and you risk entering deep sleep and waking groggy or pushing your next bedtime too late. Jim keeps a nap kit in his carries on when traveling, an eye mask, a scarf as a blanket, and phone on airplane mode. He swears it saves him from becoming a zombie tourist. Step 4, evening light detox, especially important away from home, hotel rooms, guest bedrooms, and new environments often have unfamiliar light sources, charging indicators, bright hallway light through the door, blinking smoke detectors. Do a quick glow audit and block everyone you can. In unfamiliar spaces, darkness is your best friend for deep sleep. Step 5, travel comfort hacks. Bring a familiar pillowcase, the scent signals home. Use calming scents like lavender oil on your wrist or pillow edge. Play your usual pre-sleep music or white noise in a small portable speaker or phone, Miss S. Carter says her lavender scarf has been to more countries than she has hobbies, and it works every single time. The quick recovery plan after a late night or travel day. Wake at your usual time or within an hour. Get morning light gentle movement. Nap just Arthur sensors minutes if needed. Eat lighter that day, hydrate well. Do an extra gentle evening light detox and stress off switch routine before bed. Follow this and you'll often be back on track in just 1 or 2 nights, instead of sliding into a week of choppy sleep. If you've ever struggled after a late night but found a way to speed your recovery, share it in the comments. Name, Sesht, city, Sesht, your best trick. Maybe you're in Helena, Montana, or Sarasota, Florida. I'd love to learn from you too. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe if this helped, because next, we're going to finish this series with something special, my lifetime sleep compass, a map of all the cues, habits, and signals that will keep your sleep strong no matter how the years and seasons change. I like to think of everything we've talked about, bedtime, light, breath, food, as pieces of a map. On their own, each one is helpful, but when you put them together, you get something powerful, a compass. One that points you back to deep, renewing sleep no matter where you are in life's journey. I call it my lifetime sleep compass. This isn't about a quick fix or a 1-month challenge. It's a set of principles you can carry with you through every season, whether you're at home, traveling, caring for grandkids, or simply adjusting to how your body changes over the years. Before I lay it out, I'd love you to say your name and city in the comments. Maybe you're in Sedona, Arizona, under a starlit desert sky, or in Bangor, Maine, with the sound of waves in the distance. This is for all of us. The 4 directions of lifetime sleep. North, your natural rhythm. Keep a consistent bedtime and wake-up schedule, ideally in the Zhou, Ling, Tu, Shi, Ling p.m. and Wu, 37, Ling a.m. range. Use morning light as your daily anchor. Step outside within an hour of waking every single day. Protect this rhythm even after travel or late nights. Get back on track the very next day. East, light as your guide. Morning, seek bright, natural light. Evening, dim everything down to warm amber tones. Night, keep your sleep space dark. Block stray glow from clocks, chargers, or windows. Light tells your body when to be alert and when to rest. Master this and you master one of sleep's strongest levers. South, calming the body. Use the stress-off switch most nights. Breathing, gentle stretching, or muscle relaxation. Keep your bedroom cool, 60°C height, quiet, and comfortable. Make your pre-sleep ritual a joy, not a chore. Tea, reading, or calming music. Your body settles faster when it knows the sequence that leads to rest. West, nourishing for night. Finish heavy eating at least 10 hours before bed. Align on foods that naturally support rest like cherries, kiwi, oats, nuts, and herbal teas. Limit evening caffeine, alcohol, and high-end sugar snacks. The center, your personal signals. The compass points give structure, but the center is you, noticing how small changes affect how you feel the next day. Maybe you're more alert with a bit more morning light, or you sleep deeper after stretching. Keep a simple sleep journal for a couple of weeks each year just to recalibrate. How to use the compass for life. Check the 4 directions if sleep starts to drift. Are you consistent with rhythm, light, calm, and nourishment? Pick one small thing to adjust instead of overhauling everything at once. Stay flexible, life changes, but the compass will keep steering you back, Mrs. Thompson, my dear friend, told me recently, Mary, I don't panic anymore if I have a rough night. I just check my compass and follow it back. That's exactly the peace I want for you, knowing you're never more than a few nights from balance again. Is beaching treasures part through party prons bapi thirshie. If this whole journey from party through today has brought you clarity or hope, I'd love to hear it. Share your name, city, the biggest change you've made so far. Maybe you're in Missoula, Montana, going to bed earlier for the first time in decades, or in Key West, Florida, waking up feeling genuinely rested. If you've enjoyed this series, please give it a like, share it with someone who's been longing for better sleep, and subscribe, because while this is the end of our lifetime sleep compass, it's also the start of many more heart-to-heart talks about living well at every age. So tonight, when you turn out the lights, remember you have a compass now, and it will always point you home to rest.